in Paul. So it comes under Dorset, I believe. So yeah, let's have a look. We will see. So this one here. So Joint Emergency Services Building. And yep, Dorset Police. So yeah, so let's have a look and see what's what. And the famous family disconnection. First one that I've actually seen where you've actually got the instructions for the phone. Yeah, this is one of the biggest instructions I've seen. Yeah, let's have a wander around and see what's what. It looks like a newish building. So don't know how long it's been open for, but if any of you guys have actually been detained or anything in this one, let us know. Or you've had any bad interactions. Wonder how much all these metal bits cost. Is it necessary or not? Or is it just about an image?
Before we even step inside this building, take a second to understand what kind of situation is unfolding here, because this isn't just a casual visit to a police station. This is a calculated audit. The man behind the camera isn't lost, and he's definitely not here by accident. He's here to test something very specific: transparency, accountability, and how authority behaves when it knows it's being watched. Now look at the setting. This isn't your average front desk police station. This is a fortified, high-security joint emergency services facility. Heavy gates, controlled access points, limited visibility. It almost feels like a place designed to keep people out rather than serve them. And that immediately raises a critical question. When public institutions start to look like private compounds, what does that say about accessibility and openness? But here's where it gets even more interesting. The auditor doesn't rush in. He observes, he circles, he studies the environment. And that patience, that's intentional, because in this type of scenario, the real test isn't what he does.
So that's it. There you can see a number of vehicles in there. Take it, that's the in gate, this is the out gate. So what I'll do, guys, is I'll just hold it there just for a little bit, and if...
Right away, the contrast is hard to ignore. On one hand, you've got small details like braille instructions, clear signs that accessibility has been considered. But then you zoom out, and the bigger picture tells a completely different story. High fences, restricted sight lines, reinforced entry points. It feels less like a community service building and more like a controlled zone. And this is where the auditor's mindset becomes important. He's not just looking at what's there. He's questioning why it's there. Is all this security truly necessary, or is it part of a growing trend where public institutions prioritize control over openness? Think about it. If this is funded by taxpayers, shouldn't there be a balance between safety and transparency? Or are we slowly normalizing environments where the public is kept at a distance from the very systems meant to serve them?
Minutes or so, guys, and there doesn't seem to be much going on. So what I'll do is I'll walk back round to the front and yeah, then I'll most probably wrap this one up. So there are a couple of constables that seen me filming, but just sort of left me to it, so which is good, and that's how it should be. But, yeah. Doesn't seem to be much happening here, so yeah, so I think it's time.
Now the focus shifts to something people rarely think about: the cost. All these metal barriers, reinforced structures, privacy screens, none of this comes cheap, and the auditor is subtly pushing a question that resonates with a lot of viewers. Is this really the best use of public funds? Because here's the trade-off. Every pound spent on infrastructure like this is a pound not spent elsewhere, like more officers on patrol, faster response times, or community engagement. And that's why this matters. It's not just about what you see. It's about what that investment represents. And let's be honest, visually, it sends a message, whether intentional or not. Buildings like this can create a sense of separation.
Video in public, because that's your right to do so. Okay. I have had a complaint from a member of police staff.
Well, first of all, could you identify yourself on me?
Yes, certainly. My name's Sergeant 1789 Pope. I'm the duty sergeant on today. Got no issue with your video. That said, I'd ask you not to video inside there, members of police staff. If your actions cause alarm, harassment, and distress to them, you may commit an offence.
Okay, right. Well, just so you know, that is a public area. Okay, and I'm well within my rights to be in there and filming. Okay.
Sir, I'm not saying you are. I'm saying if your actions cause alarm, harassment, and distress.
Okay.
Members of the sir, you listen.
As an officer, okay,
no, please
you
listen,
can't
sir,
be
please
alarmed
listen.
and distressed.
Actually, we can.
No, you cannot. You need to look at case law, and you will actually see that you cannot be alarm and distress right in your actual officer's
that's the
duty.
case law of RV Orem. That's not in relation to what we're doing now. I'm talking about police staff, not police officers.
Okay.
Sir, I'm talking about police staff, not police officers.
Yep, but as long as I'm in a public area, I can film whatever I can see.
Right, but if they don't want, if the members of staff cause alarm, harassment, and distress, I'm telling you now that may be an offence.
I'm allowed to film anything I can see from public.
I'm not saying that you
okay, so if I film them, if I film them and I'm in public, okay, then I am doing nothing unlawful. Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, correct.
Right, so if you cause a...
This right here is one of the most important phases of the entire audit, and it's also the most overlooked. He's not provoking. He's not engaging. He's just standing there, watching, waiting, and that alone becomes the test. Because in policing, especially in the UK, the correct response to someone filming in public is simple. Do nothing. If no laws are being broken, there's no need to intervene. But human nature doesn't always follow protocol. Curiosity kicks in. Suspicion builds. And sometimes, ego takes over to ask, oh, what he's doing here is what you'd call a stress test. Not of the building, but of the people inside it. Will they remain professional? Or will the presence of a camera trigger...
Okay,
so
so have you got a member of the public that's a complainant?
I'm not saying that you've done that yet, and I'm not saying, I'm just advising you. I've got no problem with you videoing here.
Well, have you got a member of the public that's a complainant?
Well, police staff
Police staff is not a member of the public. No, they are not. Not when they're actually working.
They are?
Not when they're working, sir. You need to actually justify that. They are police staff and they're in an office of duty. Okay? So you need to actually rectify that.
So I would ask you, very politely, okay, not to video the staff. If you want to video us, that's fine. You're more than happy to do so.
No, I will video the staff if they're actually in the
if
site.
I do get a complaint, so then you may be dealt with under that matter, okay?
Well,
and that's it. That's the end of it.
And just remember, it will be completely unlawful. It will be completely unlawful. Okay, but also, can I just mention to you as well, can you tell me why you didn't actually tell me that you put your body camera on, sir?
Okay. I apologise for that. My body camera's on. Is there a reason why you didn't tell me you were videoing me?
I don't need to. Okay, under your actual code of ethics.
Thank you very much for your time,
okay,
sir.
so
yes, go on. Under my code of ethics.
Under your code of ethics, under section 3.5, okay, you're meant
3.5 what?
3.5 of your code of ethics.
Sir, there's no such thing as 3.5.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is, sir. You need to actually look at it, okay? It actually states that a member of the public must be informed at the first possible moment when you actually turn your body camera on. Okay, now you had ample opportunity in which to actually tell me.
Put my details on so you can make a complaint that I didn't inform you.
Don't worry, I will be.
That I had my body on video.
I will be. Don't worry about that.
I didn't. I was more concerned with your actions at the time. But
what, my actions? What, filming in public?
Well, no, what you're trying to do...
Filming in public,
No,
sir.
What you're trying to do is just bait police officers and other people.
That's a presumption, okay? What you got to remember, a presumption, okay, that's your own personal presumption, sir.
I'll give you my details.
Okay, your own personal presumption. And your own personal presumption is
I'm
not law.
With you. I'm just advising you.
Okay?
If you want to video
your
public,
presumption is not law.
No, it's not.
Okay? So just remember that.
I never said it was.
Okay? So don't tell me that I'm trying to bait police officers.
You are?
No, I would have gladly have had a nice conversation with you, sir, if you would have approached me in a different manner.
You were never intending that at all.
Really?
Really? You're doing this specifically because
sir, you're making another presumption again.
I've come out to speak
How have you made it as a sergeant? How have you made it as a sergeant when you make so many presumptions? Okay, you've made 3 different presumptions. Okay, on me. Okay. Now, if that was the case, I can make a presumption on you and say, right, you're in uniform. Okay. Are you telling me that you're going to murder someone next? Okay. Is that what it is? Okay. So I can make a presumption. Okay, on you. Okay, and this is...
Everything has been calm, controlled, almost uneventful, and that's actually a good sign. Officers have seen him, assessed the situation, and chosen not to escalate. That's exactly how it should be handled. But now, pay attention, because the setting is about to change. He's moving from outside, where expectations are clear, into a public-facing space, the inquiry office. And this is where things often go wrong. Why? Because unlike trained officers on patrol, front desk staff and internal personnel may not be as familiar with the legal boundaries around filming. And when uncertainty meets a...
What are you doing?
You're such a prick. Okay? No, you deliberately push that to try and push me over. Okay? And don't make it look like you weren't.
Please don't shout at me in the inquiry office.
I'm not shouting, sir.
Are you here for a legitimate reason? Okay? Are you here for a legitimate reason?
Well, what I'm here to see, okay, I will go and see.
Are you here for a legitimate reason?
Yes, I am here for a legitimate reason.
Do you need to speak to someone? Would you like to tell me what that is? And I'll get an officer to come
speak to you. It's your actual inspector I would like to see.
He's not here at the moment, but I can give you the details on how you can contact him.
Yep, if you could. Okay, because that was completely out of order.
If you contact 101...
No, I'm not doing it via 101, okay? I will actually do it in here.
They'll take the details for you.
And that I will do.
Okay.
Okay? But you are absolutely out of order for what you just done. Don't make it look like you didn't do anything.
No, that's
it's all on camera. No, was it hell? Was it hell? You absolutely talk out your arse.
Sir, if you keep swearing at me and you keep being
Arse is
abusive,
not swearing, sir.
then I will ask
Arse
you
is
to
not
leave the
swearing.
station.
Arse is
Sir,
not
I'm going to
swearing.
ask you to leave the station if you carry on trying to
Can you tell
behave
me?
in this
Can
manner.
you tell me whether or not that is swearing or not? Arse is not swearing.
You're shouting at me.
I'm
You're
not
shouting
I'm
at
not
me.
shouting.
You are.
I'm
so
not
if
shouting.
you want to make your complaint, there's the inquiry office.
I'm not
I'm
shouting.
more than happy to do so. If you have no legitimate reason to be
Okay.
here, I will
I have
ask
a
you to leave.
legitimate reason. Okay.
What's your legitimate reason?
Well, I'm waiting
sir?
for you to go, and then I'll go in there.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, I'll wait for you to go.
Thank you.
Okay. Because you are absolutely out of order.
Sir, there's no point following me in.
I'm not following you in through that door. I'm not following you in
Sir,
through that door.
go sit
No,
down,
I want
please.
you to go, and then I'll carry on. Okay. Because I already know he's not in, is he, at the moment?
Okay.
Okay. So if I could just get the details for him, that'd be fantastic.
Okay, is your phone recording?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'd rather you didn't record me in here, thank you.
No, I'm in a public area, and I shall carry on to do so.
You're not in your phone.
Yes, I am. It's publicly accessible under Section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act of 1972. Yes, sir. Yes, it is. Okay, it's publicly accessible during the actual opening hours. Okay, and so I'm lawfully allowed to actually record. Okay, so if you can just get me those details, that'd be fantastic.
So at the moment, sir,
Okay.
but unfortunately you're filming into a non-public area.
It makes no difference. I'm in public property. Okay.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
For not
Okay.
to film. Thank you very much.
Well, that is your problem. It's not mine.
Lovely.
So you can see completely how disgraceful that was, okay, and what actually happened. So coming through these doors here, now you can see they're big enough, they're easy enough, and he just decided that he wanted to completely smash and spin that as fast as he could, and it smashed into the back of me.
And here it is, the moment where legal interpretation becomes the battleground. The sergeant introduces alarm and distress under the Public Order Act, which on paper sounds serious. But here's the key issue. Filming in a public place by itself does not meet that threshold. There has to be threatening, abusive, or disorderly behavior, not just someone holding a camera. And this is where things start to blur. The officer isn't outright saying a crime has been committed, but he's suggesting that it could be, depending on how others feel. And that's a dangerous line to walk, because law isn't supposed to be based on subjective feelings. It's based on objective standards. The auditor picks up on that immediately. And now the conversation shifts from casual to confrontational. Not because of aggression, but because of